Dear Diary, it's Doric. Recently, things have escalated a lot. We've made our way northward towards the city of Elderberg. While on the way there, we did find, that guy found a bubble wand that seems quite confusing to him. It was hidden inside one of the things he found in an earlier place, the broken down tower. I don't know, he keeps playing with the things that he found there. But we've made our way to Eldenburg. It's an interesting town, very strict, very regimented. Ordos is extremely important here. Guy did report to the Inquisition at the government center. And while he did that, Theo and I went to the Sinful Red for a good night's rest and a little bit of information from the Tiefling barkeep. Learning that we need to go and possibly speak at the Cartographer's Guild before we progress any further.
All right.
Sorry.
Yes. We have done the things. All right, so what are they serving for breakfast?
This seems like a good place to do the full English or like the full Irish style breakfast.
Fuck yeah.
I can go for that. I'm still questionable about the whole beans on toast, though.
Listen to me. Until you've tried it, don't say anything about it.
I'm not saying I have not tried it. I have not tried it.
So what you do is you get the toast, you put some butter on the toast, and then you put the baked beans on top of it. I'm telling you, it's life-changing.
I'm very particular about my baked beans.
So use the honey bourbon baked beans. I don't care. Brown sugar bourbon.
Those are good. Yep. But yeah, hey, full English breakfast, bring it on. Oh, I hate that Guy's not here to enjoy this. He would enjoy this. A large breakfast. I didn't say shit to him.
So your breakfasts are once a week for accounting purposes.
He pays. So we'll leave the horses here at the stable, and then we'll go to the Cartographer's Guild first.
That sounds like a plan. That's what the barkeep told us. Did you catch her name last night?
I don't remember.
I don't do that.
I don't think we asked for her name.
Straight up ask her for info.
One of the rare moments when my players don't ask
That's
for a name.
because Guy isn't here.
Yeah.
because
I have her listed as tiefling
We're
female
not-
bartender
we're-
1.
We're not nosy like Guy.
That's fair. I have to make sure to return the favor whenever it's his turn to GM.
Thing is, he always has names prepared.
Hey, what's the name of this road we're on?
Well, it's because he is that kind of person, so
Yeah.
it makes sense.
What he doesn't ever have prepared is like magic items or monsters.
That's good.
But the person running the morning shift is not the tiefling.
Oh, who's there this morning?
In the morning, it actually looks like the best way to describe it would be almost like a polar opposite personality.
So, a thick orc man?
No.
No. Like the sort of
Aasimar?
metallic-y, shiny skin.
Oh, you mean
Very
gotcha.
shiny, bright hair, the faint glow to them. Very angelic looking.
Huh. They're either related or partners.
Oh my.
Not my business.
True.
I would say also
It doesn't change what I said.
Like counter.
Yeah.
But those are your the morning tender, and then the actual people, like the wait staff. They kind of have like a similar sort of juxtaposition, but they're not all the same people. But you notice that the races represented here are like more of the outsider type people that you would find in this area. So possibly orcs or maybe a couple gnomes. It seems like this place attracts outcasts of all the different types for like staff as well as clientele. So there's a distinct lack of halflings and humans, and there's not many elves.
So this is like our kind of place.
Yeah, this is a good place to go as an outsider.
We definitely fit in here.
I mean, Theo's a bit more human than the average clientele.
I mean, his mohawk's pulled back into a ponytail right now, so he doesn't have his tribal tattoo showing because it's too fucking cold to have that much skin exposed. Because he's not an actual orc, so his body's like, nah, bro, it's too fucking cold.
Don't be a weenie.
Right. So we need to go to the cartographer. He scarfs down what's left of his food. Saves one giant piece of bacon for last.
Dork will have finished his and be sipping on his beverage for the morning, be it either whatever was provided, coffee or tea, doesn't matter.
So they don't have a coffee. It's a very cold climate, but there is a drink they have.
Mimosa. It's a breakfast drink.
No, there is a warm drink that they do offer for free with the meal. My brain's blanking on what to call
cocoa?
it. But.
Grog.
Bro, you're trying to get fucked up.
I mean, it's gonna be kind of like God, what is that called?
Orange? A hot toddy?
Probably some hot cider, non-alcoholic, morning cup.
No, there is something that's very similar to coffee in a northern clime that grows naturally, but I can't remember what it's called.
That mushroom crab.
Yes.
Okay. I figured it'd just be hot tea or some shit because he's always talking about tea.
Yeah, there's some kind of like mushroom coffee out now. Skeptical.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't matter. My brain just completely blanks. I'm like, how do I not know this? But yes, because it is a caffeinated drink, so it does kind of give you that little bit extra kick, and it's nice and warm. So,
Hey, as the word finishes up, do you know where the cartographers are? Or do you think we need to ask for directions?
Well, I was going to ask for directions when I went to pay for the horse's feed for the day.
Oh. Well, that sounds like a good plan. I was just going to ask the bartender.
That's who I was going to pay.
That would make sense.
So, after eating his breakfast, Theo approaches the bar. Alright, so how much do I owe for horse feed for today? 2 horses.
sorry, I'm looking that up. I thought I had a tab up for it, but I don't have it.
Remember you saying something about it last night or last time? I just can't remember.
I feel like it was a couple silver or something like that. It's like half the price of a
I found a thing here. It says that 5 copper per day per horse.
Okay.
So 1 silver for both horses. The larger one, Solaris, he's kind of a grump. He might nip at your fingers, and I'm pretty sure the little one will eat anything. So
Coco is a perfect.
I don't know the
puppy. No, not puppy.
Pony.
Pony.
The larger one seemed to be a pretty gentle giant when we saw it this morning.
Theo gets that like goddamn horse look on his face.
The horse knows it bothers you, so it acts up.
As we do exit the tavern, I will go by and say good morning. Give her a good brushing and everything to stay.
Okay.
I feel as if Theo and his horse are going to have this like love-hate relationship to the point where like they're both annoyed with the other one, but neither one would abandon the other one. It's like, God damn it.
As somebody who's been around horses, some horses are just naturally assholes to people because they find it funny.
Horses are way too fucking smart for their own good.
Yes, they are. They're a lot smarter than people give them credit for.
Yeah.
Especially when they start laughing at you.
Yeah, so you get your horses taken care of.
We would have asked for directions to the cartographer's office.
So directions, they'll give you directions. They'll basically tell you you're going to head out of the city square here, head up north. Mm-hmm. And then you'll actually head out of the northern gate. And on a hill by the woods, there's a large cabin with windows facing towards the city. That's where you'll find the cartographer's guild.
So, like, on the near the lake, or like, wait, you said north. I'm going not the right direction. Like over there.
Yeah, the north near the woods.
Yeah,
so it's out a ways from the city itself.
Theo, if we have time, we should do some ice fishing while they put Guy on trial.
I feel as if that's some bad taste. Like he might die.
Also, if you don't have a permit, then it gets a little dicey.
Always. Always with the damn permits.
That's good to know. Thank you, though. By the way, what is your name?
You
that
would.
Was sweet, Jake.
I thought it was going to be a nice little brief break from Jake's nonsense, and then you bring it up again.
I can already tell that when Jake's recording comes up, he's going to ask for the names of every single person in the courthouse.
Oh my god. Juror number 1, what is your name? That is my horrible Guy impersonation.
It's the best part. I'm not going to tell him.
That's classified.
They use titles. My name's... That was a weird sound out of my throat. My name's Bell.
Well, that is a lovely name.
Now, if you're done eating, can you grab your paws off my counter so I can clean up a spot?
Yeah, that sounds about right for the attitude.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay.
The tiefling's all nice. The Asimir's all assholey. It's perfect.
I mean, yeah.
All right. So yeah, let's go.
Alright, so you head out into the city. And like it was the night before, the city is, everything is very calm for a city. Kind of sort of like eerie, quiet. People are moving around, but there's not the loud noises in the different marketplaces. There's not the loud city noise. You don't have people carrying on, causing a ruckus. There's also very few shady-looking characters around the marketplace as well, like you would typically see in a lot of cities. The people that instantly you want to make sure you're You're making sure you know where your coins are in case somebody tries to pickpocket you. It's a very rigid environment, but people are going about their daily lives.
Are there like posted? Sentry's not the right words, but just like I don't know, guards walking a beat around the area.
Is there beat cops?
Yeah, are there beat cops? Yeah.
So there are guards in different parts of the city, but typically the guards tend to stay back and out of the way. The one thing that seems really odd, however, is there are, and you can spot them kind of blending in different areas. There tends to be a lot of like golems around different stalls.
Oh man!
Of different materials.
Every time Theo sees one of these golems, he is like ecstatic. He's like looking them over. These are the coolest things ever. He never touches them. He just looks them over.
So as you're looking them over, give me a perception check real fast.
Yes. Please, dice, do not. 26.
26. So you'll notice as you're walking along, there's one like tailor shop, like tailoring shop.
Yeah.
And one of the golems is posed as like a mannequin. It's like inside the doorway.
That's the coolest shit ever.
So this wooden golem that's standing as a mannequin. It's got like this coat. That's wearing this coat that looks like this like really nice coat you get customized. It's undercover.
That's cool.
As we walk around the city, and just see people and stuff. Are people paying attention to what they're doing? Are they like diverting eyes, scuttling? Like how are they going about their day?
So give me a relevant check for that.
I said that's a society.
That's my brain.
That's society.
That's definitely society.
I'll deal with. I can do that. It's a flat.
How people are basically reacting and traveling in society. That's a good society.
Flat. Ooh, 7. I mean, yeah.
So I was gonna say this had the Starfinder role of culture. If you were looking for culture, but it doesn't have that.
I do think society's right.
They just combined it. So with the 7, it appears to be. Let's see. You've been used to the more southern cities, so compared to those, people look very closed off.
Okay.
Like people aren't like it. Just seems like people aren't really meeting eyes with each other. They're not. There's not that.
But there's no obvious reason for why they're doing this or anything.
It just because of the cities you've been in, this just feels very weird.
And are the guards attentive, or are they like can you tell they're watching people, or are they just busy chatting in a group themselves?
It's mixed. So some of the guards, if they're by themselves or in really small groups, they seem to be watching, and there's a little bit larger groups where they're talking and maybe sharing drinks or something off to the side.
So that's not what I wanted to hear, but okay, cool. I wanted to know they were inattentive so I could get away with that stuff. I didn't think that was going to be the case. And I'm assuming they're all dressed in like the Ordos military. Okay.
Yes, they're all in that resplendent, golden trimmed uniforms.
Theo, this town feels very. He's gonna whisper. Actually, I'm going to have prepared message. Because I feel like this is a good time to have this and message to Theo's mind that this town feels very different from anywhere we've been before.
Out loud. Yeah, it's because it's not where we've been before.
No, I think you can reply back in kind.
I know.
Oh, jeez. Got it. No,
You don't have
that makes
to go.
sense. It's magic. Okay. No, perfect sense.
It also doesn't make sense to try to hide your words because they're going to think you're hiding something.
Theo, while you're walking, give me a society too,
A
please.
society. I am not great at those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, neither of us
Fine.
is face. So
I got a 5.
So yeah, I would say the people in the city, based on your previous experiences with cities and like interaction with people, it's very cumbersome, very uncomfortable feeling.
Like oppression.
Kind of like an oppression sort of feeling. Like people are in this position because they're forced to be. Is kind of how you're reading the crowds.
He says to Dork, we are just visitors here. There's no reason for us to get involved in any of their politics or rules like that. So just do what we got to do and leave.
Oh, I do think most of their politics is going to affect us greatly. With the religion being tied to the politics, it's going to put Guy in quite a pinch.
Personally, Guy's pretty good at talking himself out of shit, so he should be fine.
Too bad he can't figure out a puzzle.
It's because he's thinking too hard.
It's almost not fair.
Personally, I think we should, once he gets done, go back out of this and go up through the mountains to all the Dwarven territories.
I'm not opposed to that.
I've had trade dealings with them. It'd be easier.
Yeah.
Those are Dwarven territories, right?
Says you.
Mountains over there? Okay.
Yes, the mines are dwarven. There is a city over there that is not dwarven, though. There's an independent city right at the south side of the Rock Lake.
Okay.
There's a independent city over there.
By the way, those dwarves are a little different from where I'm from.
Yeah, they're mining dwarves, not swamp dwarves.
I mean, it's really a mine. If you want to get technical about this kind of stuff, it's technically not a swamp.
Hold on. Is it humid?
I mean, the beach is humid.
Is there water on the ground at all times?
Not on the hills.
Is it wet? Is the ground soft?
I mean, we did have to build the temple
there.
on top of a temple that sunk inside of it.
Okay, well, here's the last question. Are there cold-blooded animals like alligators and snakes and shit living in the mire?
I mean...
And lots of insects.
Yes.
It's a swamp.
Dorg is just now realizing it is an actual swamp, and he's now lost in thought, internally going, oh my god, I grew up in a swamp. Should have had a different accent.
I was just thinking about that, actually.
Oh gosh.
No, more like with a friend named Eddie.
Alright, so Cartographers Guild, get any information we can on the areas to the north. And I hope that we don't have to deal with the higher-ups in this country to get into the tower. That would suck. I'm assuming this is all while we're walking, too. So.
I would be interested to see how they actually view, as far as theologically speaking, with the tower and everything.
It's uncontrolled magic. They probably hate it.
So as you're heading towards the gate,
Yeah.
there's going to be a sight as you approach. There is this absolutely just beautiful sculpture off to this, like in the middle of the road heading towards the gate.
So,
Excuse me.
like at the northern gate.
It's Just you can see the gate behind the sculpture.
Okay.
But this sculpture, you would recognize. Give me some checks for it, please.
Perception.
Perception's one you could do.
Religion.
I guess do perceptions first. Then we can see where you get otherwise. Put it up.
14.
27.
God damn.
I'm plus 9 on perception, so...
Nice. You're a wisdom build as well.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. That's what I'm looking for. This one. Okay, that's what I was looking for. 27 and 14. So, this sculpture is an elven female form with a very very large axe for the elven form.
I'm sorry. Did you say axe? Okay.
Yes, axe.
Okay.
AX.
Not what I
So
heard.
we just saw an elvish barbarian. Gotcha.
Well, it's a statue.
Okay.
But you can, Doric. This has some religious, like feeling and markings towards it, so you can do
I feel like that calls for a religion check.
Yes.
27 again.
Damn.
Jeez.
Again, wisdom build.
So this would be a statue to Abaca.
KBBACA?
ICA.
Okay.
She's one of the divinities in the same pantheon level as Eros, so the younger pantheon. She is in some ways similar to Ordos, based on duty and what's this one? So based on duty, similar to Ordos, but then kind of where they differ is in terms of so Abaca's, was a warrior deity and a deity of protection.
Okay. Theo, this confuses me a little bit. Everything we've seen has been for Ordos. This is not a statue for Ordos. This is a statue for Abaca. Why would that be in a city that is all about Ordos?
Your guess is as good as mine. I worship the sisters, so that's up to you, man. I don't know.
It's just peculiar. Why would there not be a statue of Ordos there?
Maybe she has some kind of significance to the city.
Maybe there's some more.
Personally, it doesn't matter to me.
I will say, as you pass the statue, there's a plaque on the reverse side, so the side facing towards the gate.
Read it.
Yes.
What would it have to say?
So it describes the hero Abaca, who led the people of, at the time it would have just been the city. It would have been the twin cities of that became Elderborough.
Okay.
She brought peace to the feuding cities.
Okay.
So what you're saying is that the new pantheon were once adventurers that became gods.
Yes, all of the younger pantheon. I think that's the terminology I used. Or was I using the term younger? Hold on, I gotta make sure I'm using the right terms. My deity tears. I'm sorry, the just pantheon. So that is the nope. That is the younger. The just is the other one. So the younger pantheon were all adventurers at one time that lived on this planet, lived on this world in different areas, and fought in this world.
Ooh, neat.
Well, that answers questions. It's a good thing they put the plaque on there. They probably got tired of people asking people in town why. You'd think they would have put it in the pamphlet. Wait, we didn't get a pamphlet in this town.
You're not going to pamphlet in this town?
That's right, because the pamphlet was going to be like a 500-page tome or something like that.
Yes. There's very, very detailed notes on significant structures and features of the city.
Nothing but a little light.
You're in a city of basically book nerds.
Yeah.
Zealous book nerds is the city, and they're also perfectionists.
Who worship a muscle mommy.
They probably no.
I mean,
say that.
Ordos.
It explains a lot with Guy.
Ordos is.
Oh my gosh! No, he said she had a big axe, not a big ass.
Oh boy! But Ordos is not a female.
Yeah.
No.
Abaca was.
Interesting.
Yeah, Abaca was a deity of war, but also, as a deity of war, was responsible for more peace in this world than any other deity.
Like they say, what is it? If you prepare for peace, wait, what is it? If you want peace, prepare for war.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Did I get it backwards?
No, that's right.
No, that's right. Okay. I couldn't read it, but I feel like there was a counter to that. I don't know. Okay. Neat. Guess we'll continue on our way out to the cartographers.
Right, to the cartographers. Approaching the gate. Do they just let us out?
Yeah, they'll just let you out and to Rome. Sorry, I was answering your question. But no, the question was asked. The subject of deities: is there a luck god equivalent? And yes, there are technically three.
Ah.
In the Elder, that would be the avatars. Is one of their domains.
So wait, the people we work for?
Yes. They are a form of that, but they also are dealing with the fate and the freedoms. That's other core parts of their philosophy in the world. Nico is another one, known as the trickster. And then the one for the just, like the newest generation of deities, is the gambler.
Huh. Neat.
So luck is represented in all three pantheons.
That's neat.
Yeah, because apparently that is a domain of deities in Pathfinder. It's the luck domain. So
I was always asking.
I had to fit them all in there. It was kind of fun. It was very fun actually making all my custom deities fit the domains. Also, it was kind of a pain, but in a good way. Yeah. But yeah, so you're able to leave the northern gate.
Yep.
And as you head out the northern gate, it opens up into a large field. It's like a large open field area. There is a hill that rises up into the north. Then there's the fun-shaped lake on the map, which I don't know how that lake got shaped that way, but it's really fun looking shape. It kind of looks like a dog. A Jersey dog. It's a very fun shape. And then there is the forest to the north and west, and you do see the hints of this very large cabin structure up that direction.
That's where we're going.
There's like a little road that leads to it.
Kind of follows the road.
Yep. So yeah, along the road there are a couple other little buildings and stuff that are they're kind of the same, like architecturally and style as the large cabin there, but they're a little different in just kind of how they appear and like what the uses are. There's a few homes up here, but there's also a bunch of these like larger guild hall type.
Okay,
buildings.
I was about to ask you like what the signage for the buildings and stuff were, so that answers that. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a couple guild halls up here. You have the cartographers, the miners, and then there is there's like a guild for veterans of the military, kind of like a veteran hall type situation.
NBA, cool.
Yep. And as you head up, you head over to the cartographers, and the large front of this building is sitting on a hill. There's stairs that come up onto the large front deck of the building, and behind on that deck there's a bunch of chairs, there's a bunch of like tables to look out the city and out the river, and it faces to the southeast is where the windows face. So it actually surveys over the city and the lake.
I really like their front porch.
And as you climb up the stairs, you will see people kind of moving around and up on this building, trying to organize maps and organize their packs as they're getting ready to head out. And you pass through there, walk up on the steps. There is a sign over the door that says, visitors, please check in at the front.
Yeah.
And the people that are getting together, now you see more of a variety of people. There's more elves, a couple dwarves, and a couple of the other more outcasts in the city are in like the guild halls. And as you head into the check-in, there is a gnome standing there, and they look up and say, who are you and what are you here for?
I'm Theodore Skyfallen. This is my colleague, Doric Meyerwood. We are looking for information or maps on the areas to the north of, I believe they said it was Snow Lake. We are on an important mission to the towers, or the ruins, I guess is what it would be.
North of Snow Lake? Whatever would you want up there? That's just empty wastelands mostly.
Our bosses said there's a tower up there we have to go investigate.
Ah, the spires. I would not have maps here to get you to the spire, but I could get you a map to cartographers in the northern city that could get you to the spire.
I mean, wouldn't we just follow the road?
The road ends pretty quickly after Snowport.
Is that the...
Like I said, mostly wasteland up there.
I was trying to
ping them.
avoid staying in Nordica territory as much as possible to try not to get in trouble. You know how it is here.
It's actually quite great. I mean, it's safe. There's very low crime, very low. People are not willing to generally get involved in illicit affairs. It's a pretty great place to be, but I can understand from an outsider's perspective, sometimes you're not appreciative of what it offers you until you live here.
It's more of the fact that there's so many micro laws that I don't want to risk getting thrown in jail for some little bitty offense. But that's besides the point.
Most offenses, if there's any penalty at all, it's a small fine.
I get a weird feeling from this dude. I feel like he's not being fully truthful with what he's saying. Is he deceiving us?
He's probably being watched too, so he's not allowed to
yes.
say bad stuff about the city.
Yeah.
That's why Theo changed the subject. That's besides the point.
Yeah, Dort gets a little squinty-eyed at him for just a moment there, and then realizes Theo just wants to move past it, and returns back to a normal face.
Theo is doing everything he can to stay the fuck out of politics.
That's always a noble goal.
I don't want to deal with it. Just move on.
Not doing it.
Hey,
not doing it.
Silver, I've got kind of an out of character question here, real quick for you. When we talked to the tiefling earlier, I asked a little bit about the cult and everything. Was she also saying that the Cartographers Guild was a place for information on that too, or did I miswrite that in my notes?
I do believe I have a good note on that one.
I don't. My notes not quite clear enough for me, and I couldn't remember.
I have my notes here. The bartender was not interested in discussing the cult with you for fear of reprisal. But she did say the Cartographers Guild is going to be the best place for information on what you're looking for.
And we didn't mention the spire, so...
Oh, I mentioned the ruins. The ruins, the tower.
You mentioned a tower north of Snow Lake, and the guy's like, well, nothing up there is wasteland unless you mean the spire.
Because, we may not know all the minions to the cult, but Theo remembers all the faces he saw that were the leadership in that vision, and I don't think any of them were a gnome.
There was no gnomes.
No, and I get that. I'm
Gnomes are typically trustworthy, surprisingly.
He seemed.
They're just used car salesmen.
Proctored.
What's up with you and used car salesmen to make gnome NPCs?
Listen, that's just the vibe they give off, man. They're fast talking.
The best doohickey you've ever had in your life.
Breaks 5 minutes later. That's not true. For all you gnome lovers out there.
I love gnomes. They're great.
The other thing I would like to ask is the mines to the east, are those passable this time of year? Well, the mountains can be very treacherous sometimes.
Best I can tell you for the mines this time of year is the mines by White Lake are not great to go near. They tend to be prone to avalanches in the mountains. So getting into the mine you can get in pretty easily, but getting to the mine, that's the dangerous part. As for the ones by Rock Lake, last I knew, I believe you are too tall to effectively travel through the mines.
Oh no, I had friends who I would trade with up there with my father. I was just making sure that it was possible to travel this time of year.
You could get to the mines, but they don't make their tunnels very tall.
They do
their
not.
citadels very tall.
Dork will reach into his pocket and pull out his shrinking potion and go, "I've got something for that," and look at Theo. And
I'd
then
rather
just put it back.
crawl on my belly than read this.
Yes, if you want the map for the other cartographers, I can get you to where they would be stationed up
That
there.
would be lovely.
It would be greatly appreciated. Is there any cost for this?
There's always a cost. What are you talking about?
Some people give for, like, out of the goodness of their
This
heart.
is Nordica. This is Nordica. Everything costs something. Because they have to pay fines and fees.
Oh, but they're only little fines.
Yes, the map does cost. We can get you a recreation for a gold. It's a very detailed map. It'll actually give you a map from here to the guild outpost that I'm going to tell you to go to.
All right.
So it'll give you direct instructions
What's a
all the way
gold
through.
encounter?
To also help you navigate through the city of Starkhold, which is very difficult to navigate if you're an outsider. Just very large, winding passageways.
We have a local. We have a local with our group.
Yes, but is he a local to Starkhold?
I
Don't know.
honestly don't know. He's from some.
He went to a college. Do you know which town had a college in it?
None technically. The tower for the Tower of Magic is located on an island in Leland Lake.
Oh,
No.
neat. I'm gonna assume that guy knows. This is out of character. I'm gonna assume he knows, just because guy's from Nordica, and if our person from Nordica doesn't know, we're fucked. So it doesn't matter.
Do you have any maps though that may be extra detailed to not necessarily visit the main cities?
What?
Like maps of the unknown and off the beaten trail.
Then they went.
None that head that direction.
Hold on.
The
We're at a cartographer's guild. If there's a map of it, it is known. There's no such thing as a map of the unknown. It doesn't make sense.
Whoa.
that is
I was just like, oh my god, dude.
no. The issue with heading off of the roads as you head into northern Nordica is the forests, especially around White Lake. Those can be pretty dangerous for the wild animals up there. Food is kind of scarce, so they see travelers and view them as a source of food. And then if you head to the west, past Leland Lake, you end up in the groves over there, and that is also not a place you want to be if you are not of their people.
And what do you mean
So
by
valid.
of their people?
He's going to kind of subtly point to an elf inside the guild hall.
Oh, that's fine. No problem.
But no. I mean, he would also be in danger of going there. If you are not particularly of their grove, it is not a
It's a
safe
very
place to be.
protected place, is what you're saying.
Yes. Also, it is believed to be a secret society of druids, so
Neat.
Are there a lot of secret
at least partial of
societies
them.
in this area?
I mean, there's many societies up here, whether or not they're secret or otherwise.
Tell me about the secret ones you know. No.
Slaps him in a gold.
Well, if
on
I
the
know of them,
cover.
they're not really secret, are they?
No, he learned his lesson from Jake. You pay after you verified now.
So we are. The other thing, you seem like a relatively trustworthy person.
I gotta see if he's insulted by that.
To be fair, it's the nature of the whole thing that he's about to discuss with the guy.
Well, I know, but you're saying you seem like relatively trustworthy. It's like, am I insulted by this?
The mission we are on is for the avatars. Problem is, there's this cult that keeps getting in the damn way.
And I'll slowly reach into my cloak and pull out a bit of the mask. Go, they wear this. And subtly, try to subtly show it to the gnome.
We have some records of where they operate relative to Nordican territory.
And how much would those maps be?
Depending on how detailed and how large of an area you wish to know of.
That's a very vague answer.
Basically, to avoid them.
So just where their enclaves would be relative to our territory?
Yes, we want to basically do everything we can to avoid their gaze as long as possible.
So a map to show where their known enclaves and areas of operation are relative to Nordican territory. I think we could do that for probably 10 gold.
Puts 10 gold on the counter. It's fine with me.
I was like, that's a little hefty on my wallet.
Do you still wish the map to the Northern Cartographer?
Yes,
Guild?
he's already put the gold on the counter for that.
Yeah.
So, but you don't want the detail through Starkhold, so a more generic map.
More generic map.
We can so we can give you a location in the city there, the northern city. So I can do that we'll do that for 1 gold. Would you be looking for any other maps while you're here?
Maybe not necessarily maps, but when I was a kid, one of the people who raised me said that map makers are some of the best places to find information. And I haven't been this far north, I don't think, ever. At least not recently. How... I'm trying to find a way to word this without, going completely overboard. I don't want, details, but exactly how strong is the influence of this cult compared to the government of your country?
Oh, on Nordican citizens and settlements?
So I want to know if the government can be at least somewhat trusted to help us if we need help getting into the Spire.
Well, I can say that the only reason why the outposts were going to be shown on the map is the extent of the patrols of the Ordosan champions and the other forces of Ordos. Anything outside that area is outside their patrols. Inside the territory that is patrolled by them, they are at risk of discovery from the champions and from the inquisitors, as well as the investigators and many other branches. Probably the most dangerous would be the inquisitors, but the golems also will purge them without restraint.
I'm starting to like this place more and more.
Well, they They are seeders of chaos and disruption, and that goes contrary.
Aren't they also unlicensed magic users?
Not all of them.
That's fair. Man, I hope Guy doesn't mess up his Inquisition hearing.
Do you know how that process usually goes? We've had a friend who had a warrant, for better lack of a... Well, it wasn't really a warrant, a summons to come up here. Do you know the process for when someone's been summoned and how it's dealt with usually?
So the process of it is a detailed questioning and exploration of the facts. Based on the fact that it was around the Mage's Tower, those can be... I don't have any direct experience with that. But I will say that if the Inquisitor finds for a moment that your friend broke a law that was unquestionable, or he acted in a way that is not befitting of the justice of those who follow Ordos, he will be punished severely.
What if he broke a law because he was kidnapped?
That is not necessarily the one breaking the law. It's fault.
Yeah, that's what...
If you were removed from a situation, you are not in your own volition or agency.
The problem is, I think he's going to have to prove that he was forcefully removed.
I mean, if we were summoned to the hearing, we could probably prove it.
Can they call witnesses?
He taps the mask. We could probably prove it.
Oh.
Witnesses, if you were there to witness the actual occurrence, then yes, you could be called upon. So I would suggest you do not leave the city anytime soon.
We weren't planning on leaving until he was ready to go.
Yep.
That's also wise because they may come after you for further information as to what happened after the earlier crime was committed. But that is the province of the Inquisitors. I do not necessarily know how likely it'll be for any outcome for your friend, but...
Basically, as long as he doesn't do anything stupid, he should be fine, right?
That's a good measurement of the situation.
Alright, so we should be looking for a third companion. Says jokingly.
As much as he gets on my nerves, I don't want him dead or anything.
I don't think we'll have a choice if they decide to find him guilty. I'm not fighting an entire military.
That's true.
Yes.
But yes, the maps will be available within 3 days.
3 days.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So we got to wait on it. So we're ordering the maps. Okay.
Do we need to come here to pick them up, or can you deliver them to where we are staying?
Either or, if you wish us to deliver it, it'll be a small fee.
Puts 5 extra. Puts 2 extra gold on the counter. Is that enough?
That'll cover it.
We are staying at the Sinful Red.
Got you, and I do have your names to get it delivered, so...
We thank you very much for your work, Master Nerd. Master Cartographer.
Well, I'm not a master yet, but... maybe one day. Alright, so you're going to head out of the Cartographer's Guild. And you're once again greeted by the sight of the beautiful scenery around the city itself and the lake, and just the way everything sort of flows. And all of the gold in like the flags and the filigree of the city itself.
Theo kind of says nonchalantly, it's like, if there wasn't so many laws, this place would be nice. Such a lack of freedom is stifling.
I mean, rules have their place. Growing up in the temple, we had to do things a certain way, and it protects a lot of things in life.
So we will end it there with your conversation about laws and freedoms and all that fun stuff. And go into our usual closing notes.
So, if you have enjoyed this evening, listening to Theo and I have a little bit of, information deep dive on stuff, learning about things and preparing things for down the road for us, give us that rating and review. Give us 5 if you think we deserve it. If not, tell us why. Reach out to us though about that, and of course, share us with your friends.
And we may not have squirreled very much this time, but it's always fun to talk about stuff and actually get things pushed forward. And if you want to join us in on the conversation, you can join us in on any of our social medias. Or if you click on the link in the episode description, you can join us directly in Discord. With every episode we release a graphic that always has to do with the episode. Now, it may not necessarily coincide with what's going on in the episode, but it always makes me laugh. Every single one of them makes me laugh. And on each graphic, there is a hidden image. If you can find it and let us know in one of our social medias, we'll give you a shout out.
And another thing I will say about Discord, if you wish to join the Discord, you can, if you've already discovered and figured out the riddle that Guy needs to complete, you can tease him about it. In Discord, it's always fun. But, so our usual last closer there is the topic of the week. It took me a little bit to think of this one. I think I got a good one for it. With the city of Elderborough and like the whole region of that's under control of Ordos, do you think that the beauty of the city is directly in line with the strictness of the people in power? Or would the city be better or worse if the strictness of power was gone? Kind of a deeper question on this one.
Might spark an interesting conversation right there.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Do you think the strictness and like the strictness and the overbearingness and like that sort of like totalitarian is not? I mean, it's a description, but I don't think it's the best description of the way it is.
It's just
theocratic.
It's just more strict. It's just more strict than normal. Is all it is. It's a bureaucratic fucking country. Super bureaucratic country.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you looking something up?
No.
As always.
And as always, like he was trying to say, and I interrupted him.
We love you.
We love you.
Goodbye.
And
bye.
Goodbye.